Okay, and welcome to our third roundtable of today. Today is Friday. With us, as usual, is Felix Dunberg. We also have Alfred Pettersson and a really special guest, someone that is very close and dear to my heart. He was a little boy that I coached when he was like that, and I saw him become not just the man that he is now, but an outstanding floorball player as well as hockey player. He's a double national player. He has played World Cups. How many World Cups? 3 World Cups. He's also made an incredible journey to Shanghai, which hopefully we can find out about today. And he's a legend in many ways in both Singapore and in Shanghai. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnson. Hey. So Johnson, just quick. I just want to say it's so nice to have you here again. How are you today? A little bit older, a little bit wiser, and been in Shanghai for how many years?
I've been in Shanghai for the last 11 years, and then I did my university there. And then right after university was COVID, so I couldn't leave, and then I had to stay. And then they got me a job. There was an opening for an international teacher for PE, and I did my degree in PE. So then I found a job, and I stayed for the last 6 years. 7th year coming, but I'm still thinking if I should stay here. But it's a very good life there. No stress, just work, coaching for easy.
Yeah, because I want to add into that, because you say PE teacher, so you're a PE / floorball teacher then, or is, I mean, what I'm asking is, did you come there strictly for floorball, or is it in general PE?
In general PE, but the school has this elective lessons for the kids, only floorball. And then I teach all grade 1 and grade 2 kids, 35 minutes per week. So I have like 12 periods of that already. And then the rest are just normal PE lessons. And I only teach like very young kids, grade 1 and 2s. So I have like 18 periods a week. And then other than teaching, my free time I can do coaching in my same school, because floorball is like a very niche sport in our school. And then they got me, right? So they're like, oh, you have experience, and then you can help us coach our school team as well. But I did the kids, maybe when I first took over, they were like grade 4 and 5. Now they are like in high school, 17, 18 years old. But because our school is a private school, so most of them are like traveling overseas for studies and all. So they usually stop 17, 18, then they start traveling. So that's the sad part of the sport in school. But I teach the primary school kids. Now I have another batch, which is grade 4s. And then we have the other coaches doing the other grades. But our school is so organized that every age group, like from grade 1 to grade 5, every age group we have like 30, 40 players. And then they all like stick together and train like 30, 40 people every training. We have 4 training. So then like we train a lot.
4 training?
Yeah, 4 training.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we train a lot, and then when they have like summer break, we want to come out for a competition. So we found SG Open, and then we will also travel like do some training camps in Sweden, in wherever we can find. So the parents are willing to bring the kids out for sports, because I think in school they study from early morning 7:30 to maybe 4:30. So then they feel like, oh, the moment we have a break, we should let our kids like be free from studying and just do sports. So here we are.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I was wondering about these international connections. You seem to be traveling a lot with the school. How does it affect your kids' floorball-wise?
I think for the kids, I think Asia, they've been to Sweden first, and when they saw the standard in Sweden, they're like, wow, like every kid can do like very good technical skills and all. So we did a lot of training camps on the technical skills, like just dribbling, ball handling, and everything. And then they played the WTC, which is in Uppsala. They played the last time. I think we were booked like everywhere. And then they realized the standard, and then they feel like, okay, if we want to be good, or we want to train well, then we need to train more times per week, and then even like on your free time. And then now we're here, and I think they're doing very well. We have been winning our games, and then we're hoping to make the finals and win the competition.
Do you guys think, because you said you're practicing 4 times a week,
Yeah.
is that like becoming a new standard, or are you guys like really in front with the
floorball?
Yeah, actually in Shanghai, I think most schools train 2 times a week. So our school is like the only exception. But of course, because we have every grade, like I was saying, grade 1 to 5 or even to my high school, so we need to segregate the training timings. And then we don't have enough courts for this. So then in the end, we went to make use of the morning trainings. So we start training at 6:30 in the morning, and then we stop at 7:40. And then when we stop, the kids will have breakfast, and then we go to their classes at 8. And our school provides breakfast as well. So then because I'm a school teacher, I go to school at 6:30 for their trainings, and then I have my breakfast, and then I start work. And then after work, we have like coaching in the afternoon. So like after 4, I think we train from 4 to 6 or 6 to 8. So some of them will train like even later, but I will usually do the 4 to 6 lesson.
That's incredible. But I want to add to, I think what Felix wanted to get into is that you have an issue there then once they graduate from your school,
Yeah.
because they're gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if they don't have floorball, whether they stay in Shanghai or if they go, of course, overseas, which would then I assume be the US or
Yeah.
UK, where it's hard to find floorball too. So kind of at that level, then the majority of them will stop.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Which I think now the interesting thing is my kids, like some of them they are saying we want to go to Sweden instead because then we can play floorball there. And they are even making like the Scandinavian countries like an option. So instead of just US, just UK, Sweden and even Singapore, it's one of the other options.
I was talking to another Shanghai player, different team, and he said to me that his dream was to go to Helsinki for university and to play floorball in Finland. It was really interesting to see how floorball really shaped his career focus. And he was trying out. I'm gonna go to Finland because I've heard a lot about the good stuff about the university and floorball culture. It's really inspiring to see how floorball affects the choices that kids make in Shanghai. Yeah.
What kind of competitions do you have there without it? Do you have competitions against other schools, or is it strictly like a club system? Or
We have like different, they have different tiers. So I think every age group we have like U8, U10, U12, U14, U16, and then they divide into like the school competition and the club competition. But the downside, I think they didn't separate like boys and girls. So our kids are like mixed team and they play till 16 years old, which I think after 12 is already a bit dangerous for the girls. And then some of my girls are like being bumped up, like and they get injured. And then I feel like it's not worth the risk. So I've been telling the association like please separate. They did recently, but suddenly when it reaches the highest competition, which is the national championships, and it's usually in August. So like now we are here, and then we are going to Sweden, and then we're done. We're going back to train, and then we are going for the biggest competition of the year, which is national championships. And then, but now we have to mix the team again. And then I feel like, oh, this like all the hard work goes down. But that's the only downside. But otherwise, we have a lot of competitions. They always go like maybe some regional competitions, some Shanghai competition, and then eventually we'll go to the national championships. But now our school, because we have been training so much, right, so we have been winning like almost every category every year for the last 5-6 years. So then most schools are like trying to beat us instead. But more schools are taking part in this now. I think maybe the national championships we have like maybe 20 teams per category. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think they also segregate like I said U8, U10. So for like those who are like maybe 8 years old and you play the school competition, but those who are like 7 years old, you can play the club competition. Then the club competition will be slightly easier than the school because everybody wants to win the school competition more than the club competition. But of course, if like you're a club like these Shanghai's clubs, then you can only take part in club competitions.
that championship, the big one,
Yeah.
that is only for China.
Yeah.
It's
Only
not
for China.
like you can't be a foreign team to go for.
It's not like an open competition.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, all right. Sounds really exciting and interesting. I would love to go watch one of those days to see how it is. You have any more questions?
I was thinking about the impact floorball has on the culture between kids. Are they playing like? Are they only doing practices or do they play like spontaneously as well? Like, do they watch a lot of floorball?
Yeah, because our school, like in my school, I teach all grade 1s and all grade 2s. So now I've been there for 6 years. From grade 1 to grade 8, they've all played floorball for 2 years. So then they all want to play or they would love to take part in this in our school. But of course the school team only has spots for like 30 people. So then the rest of the time we will do like doing sports events, sports day or like some random events. We will open up like floorball as like a booth and everybody will just take part. So I think the number of people playing in my school alone will be more than 1,000. Because I teach like 100 kids per year. Just for like 360 per year, grade 1 and 2, so that's just in one school.
Oh, yeah. But it's like floorball. It sounds like it's more of a youth sport.
Yes. Yes. We have the sport in the universities, but I think there are not enough competitions for the adults. So then they train very hard for the universities, but not for like adult football.
So that's like part of the problem.
Yes.
There's not an adult scenery for like adult parts to take part in university.
Which is why it's very difficult for their national team because they formed a national team, but the players who are there, they are not the floorball players, but instead they found like maybe some hockey players or some other players who are willing to train for the national team, and then they would move to this part of China, which is it's called Jiangxi, maybe towards the west, and then they would train there and like stay there and do everything there, but they are not like from young, so they started from scratch and everything. So then it's very difficult for the adults to develop.
Yeah.
So, but of course, like the people in Shanghai, they go in different directions. So not many people from the city is willing to go to the, I wouldn't say countryside, but a different province to train, like be professional athletes. So it's kind of difficult.
What do you look forward to in like the Shanghai floorball scene? How do you see the future? In 5 years, going to be any different?
I'm hoping for more schools to take part, and then maybe in the future they can all travel out of Shanghai to take part in more international competitions like this. And then hopefully most people would really aspire to become like national players because I think from young my dream was to play well in the sport and then be part of the national team, take part in some international competitions before I stop this sport. But of course, I don't know if the kids nowadays are thinking the same way. I hope my students, like I would love to see some of my students in the national team representing their country and then playing internationally and feel like wow, they achieved something of their own.
Sounds good.
Sounds really good. We could again talk for hours about all this kind of stuff, but we're gonna make it a little bit short today. I want to thank you, Johnson, for the time. I think it's great that you meet these guys too, and maybe they can help out with if you have any questions or anything in the future. And we will say bye-bye again from the Roundtable for the third time today. I'm getting a little bit tired, as you can see. So,
I still have energy though.
yeah, so we'll see if this chair is empty for the next Roundtable. But thank you so much, and see you.
See you.